Hello engineers, Radhe-Radhe. So welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Upendra, and in this video I have discussed about what is tune timer in PLC with full tutorial. Means A to Z about tune timer and what is tune timer, what is tune timer, and cover many point in this video. So engineers, let's start what is tune timer in PLC. So actually we have know that what is full form of tune. The full form of tune is timer on delay. And why you use tune timer? So let's start this point from here to here, and I have to choose some and point basic important point what is tune timer and many more things, and I have to choose it and this, then I have to go and full screen mode, then I have to go always show ribbon. Then here I have to slow, then you have to full screen mode. So tune timer. The tune also known as timer on. Tune is known as tune timer on delay. An instruction is used to keep track of time of occurrence of certain event. It's means the full form tune timer is timer on delay, and it is used to keep track time the events which each occur, and the condition preceding the tune instruction will allow the timer to start counting up to a specified value. Tune instruction is to start counting to a specified value, means you have to want to your light will be glow only for 30 seconds, then you have to use tune timer. And there are 3 points in tune timer: first TT, second first enabled, second TT, third is done. And uh, in between the video I have discussing about ENTT DN. Once this value is reached, the program will set a specific internal bit, notifying the programmer as well as other instructions within the PLC that the timer has finished counting. Means the program will be set a specific value. When the program will be set and execute the specific value, the programmer has created some output will be run. When the timer will count the value and finish the count, the output will be on. Like a programmer want to create some scenario in the timer, so programmer will put the value in the preset, then after finishing counting, the output will be run, and programmer will create some scenario. Furthermore, experienced developers can leverage the instruction to know when a certain process is being executed. Means experienced developers can leverage the instruction to know a certain process is being executed. Means you have to create some logic and the program will be executed. And after that, the tune instruction is composite instruction, which means the tune instruction is composite instruction, which means that it will be contain a timer. Tune instruction means it contain timer. Understand? Integer as well as booleans. It contain timer. Tune timer contain integer value and boolean value. Integer. What is integers? You have to on what is integer. I have to make some video on it, and as well as boolean. Boolean means in 0 means off, 1 means on. And depending on the application, you may not need to use all of them. Means application, like as you have to use any application, so you may not need to use all of them. Means every application you have to use, and in some application you have to not use tune timer. And now an Allen Bradley timer instruction is a common to seen in RSLogix 5000 as well as Studio 5000. Tune timer is used in RSLogix 500 PLC, RSLogix 5000 PLC, and always as well as Studio 5000 controller. A timer is needed in many PLC applications and used to delay a certain condition. In many PLC, in many application, timer is used to delay the application, to give the delay to application. After some delay, the instruction, the output will be run, application will be run as according to this. And after that, an example of required timer would be during a startup sequence. Means timer will be required some time to a startup sequence. As a process is initiated via start push button, each element is started based on sequence. When you have to press a start push button, the timer will be on and enable the left side. The timer en bit will be on, and it's then after that enable bit and tt bit will be on in tune timer. Each element is started based on sequence. If there is a way to get the status of these elements, it is possible to avoid using timer. If there is a way to get the status of this element, it is possible to avoid using timers. Means when you have to not using timer, then you have to the application will be run without timer. Then you have to use wired timers. And like you have to put the value with timer device, from timer device. In other words, once an output is set to start a motor, the user may receive feedback that confirms that the motor is running at a speed. In other words, once an output is set to start motor, in other language, the output is set to start motor, the user may receive feedback that confirms that motor is running at a speed. When you have to set the start motor, the user have feedback confirm that motor is running at speed. Motor will be run in. If such an input is missing, it is possible to issue the timer delay that would assume that the motor is running after a certain time. After some times, the motor will be run at certain time. Then means you have to put after 30 seconds our motor will be run in a start delta starter. You have to use after some time our delta contactor will hold and motor will run on delta contactor. And so you have to use a tune timer. Example, once the motor is started, wait 5 seconds, start the next step. Means just an example, once motor is started, wait 5 seconds, start the next area. Example and usage of tune. Here is a real world scenario of tune instruction. So actual real world scenario of tune instruction. Tune instruction means ट्यून इंस्ट्रक्शन का रियल वर्ल्ड में क्या होता है उसके विषय में. फर्स्ट, ए माइक्रोलॉजिक्स 1000 एलन ब्रेडली पीएलसी यूज्ड टू कंट्रोल ए प्रोसेस. means in micrologic 1100 Allen Bradley, sorry, in I have to say 1000, but 1100 Allen Bradley PLC is used to control a process. Means to control any process, like as you to operate a motor. And second, a tank cooling sequence is initiated by an internal bit. So bit binary B3 separator 0/4. So when you use to binary bit to start telling tank cooling sequence. And third, the bit above the tie to an XIC. XIC, what is the full form of XIC? Examine if closed. It is a NO. It is a NO instruction which enables the tune instruction. When you have to push a start push button, the output will be run. Fourth, the tune instruction specifies a timer in the PLC T4 separator 0. Means what is the addressing of tune timer? So T4 separator 0 and next timer T4 separator 1, T4 1, 2, 3 as The time base T4 separator 0 is set to 1.0. Time base is 1.0, 0.01, 0.001, which translate to timer counting in seconds. 6. The preset of T4 is set to 2000, which translate to timer counting of the 2000 seconds. When you give a value, when you have to put value 2000, it means 2000 seconds. 7. The Accum means accumulator of T4 separator is set to 0, which translates to timer starting from count from 0. It count from the value from 0 to 2000. And 8. As the timer is initialized by the binary 3, B3 separator 0/4 exercises if start to count. When you push button, then our start to count means our motor will be start. As the timer counts, the E and the TT bits are set to high. First of all, when you press push button first time, enable bit and TT bit will be on. In I have to say a logic means what is logic. I have to means create. Uh, when you have to start push button, EN and TT bit will be high. EN and TT. After completing time, after time will is finished, the done bit will be high. Enable bit will always high. EN bit will always high. TT bit will be high for the preset value, and done bit will be always high in tune timer. As the timer finishes counting, the TT bit is set to low and done bit is set to high. When the timer is complete, finish the count, the TT bit is low means off and down bit is high means on. 11. If the B3 separator 0/4 is low while the timer is counting, the accumulator is set to back to 0. The EN, TT and down bits are set to. When you have to stop the push button, the accumulator value will be set to 0 and ENTT down bits set to low. And here I have to some PPT like as you haven't. When I have to start it, then it will be enable EN and done bit. From TT bit press and tank start T4 after tank start for 2000 second. After 2000 second will complete, done bit will on. When I have to press it, then it will be off. Timer will be off. Tune instruction example. Outcome: the tune instruction will begin counting as soon as the B3 separator 0/4 exercise is energized. The timer will begin counting at from 0 until it reaches the value specified by the preset integer. Means timer is counting the value from initial and 0 from 2000 in previous line. I have to say preset integer. In the example above, this value is the set to 2000 second. In of the value will be set to 2000. It's important to note that the time base of our timer is set to 1. Means you have to set the timer to 1. Means the time this translate 2001 and multiply for our time. In the other side, timer will count 2000 seconds. Means the time base. When you have to select 1.0, the our time the preset value 2000. When you have to select 0.01, the timer the preset value will be 20 second. The preset value will be 20 second. When you have to select 0.001, the our preset value will be 2 seconds. And I have to make some important notes on it. The timer will set different auxiliary bits during operation. Set executive bit during operation. These bits are EN, TT and done. In tune timer, EN, TT and done bit, there are three types of bit in it. EN bit will be set to high if the timer is energized by the input instruction leading to it. When you have to press start push button, the EN bit will be always high. And the TT bit is set to high while the timer is counting. When you press start push button, the EN and TT bit both are high. After completing time, the TT bit will be off and done bit will be high. The accumulator is less than preset. It means preset values accumulator common. Preset value is less than accumulator. The done bit is set to high once the timer reaches the final value. The timer will be reaches the final value, then our done bit will be high. In other words, when the accumulator is equal to preset. In other words, I have to say accumulator is equal to preset means the value is accumulator value equal to preset value. Both are same, then our done bit will be high. Understand? Data types allowed for tune timer. Some data types are allowed in tune timer. The tune leverage a specified data structure called the timer present in most PLC system. Understand in project PLC system. Okay. In tune timer, you have to see in timer. Timer means where you have to give addressing to timer. The high level instruction and specification of all inner instruction. Timer means here you have to give addressing T4 separated 0. And preset. Preset means where you have to give the value which how many value you have to put to run the output. Like a motor is on for 30 seconds, then you have to put 30 seconds. Integer specifying up to which value the timer will count. Accumulator means count the value. Integer specifying the current time value of the timer means is count the current value. Base selectable value which specify the timer multiplier of timer. Note 1. This is not available in RSLogix 500 timer RSPI millisecond by default. In RSLogix 500, time base will be 1.0 second, 1.0 second, and 0.01 second, and third is 0.001 seconds. And in RSLogix 5000, RS Studio 5000, the time base is by default in milliseconds. Like as you have to keep 1 second, then you have to put 1000 ms. 1000 ms. Ms means millisecond. En. What is the full form of En? Enable bit. Enable bit. Boolean value which is set to high when the timer is energized. Boolean value which is set to high. When you start push button, the enable bit will be high energized. And TT, when you have to press start push button, the enable bit and TT bit both are high. After count the value, after finish the value, complete the value, the done bit will be high. Boolean value which is set to high when the timer is finished counting. After that, important notes on it. Note 1. The tune instruction uses a timer which is specified internally to the PLC. The user may choose to set the value covered above through the PLC interface instead of working with them in the instruction. Furthermore, the tune instruction will not display the current set all the bits discussed above. They will be set on the PLC only. Means the tune instruction uses a timer which is started internally. Tune instruction is used for timer on delay, and after that the user may choose to set which type of timer is used in the instruction. Means it's not And second, the programmer may choose to leverage any or none of the bits and integral described above. For example, a common practice would be leverage the limit instruction to execute something within a window time based on accumulator value. Okay, it's not for you. After it is a basic about it. So let's come on the RSLogix 500 programming software. So I have to go offline and I have to delete it, and here I have to use go to user and I have to select run, control C, control V, control V, control V, control V, and here I have to choose no oh sorry, control Z, no place button. Okay, no, then I have to choose it and I have to fill it, then I have to keep it, then NC, then output, then here in this type and go to timer, then I have to place it here, then I have to minimize it, mm, go to user, then control C, control V, control V, control C, control V, and here I have to put it, and after that I have to put it. Here I have to give addressing to it, I separator 0.0, I separator 0.1, and here I have to give binary to it, and here I have to give binary to it, and here I have to give binary, and here I have to give P4 separator 0. From here you have to give the value. Understand? It will cut T1 timer T4 separator 0. Okay. And change instruction type. No, I have to edit it. Cut and edit comment. So which type of comment I have to put it? T1 timer. T1 timer. Understand? I administrate, delete, copy, paste, add new branch. So TON. Understand what I have to fill it from here. I have to delete it. Like as I have to delete it and go to timer, and here I have to select on it and I have to drag and fill it. It not so go and select it, go and I have to fill it. By from here you have to fill it, put it, and by manually you have to put it. Time base equal to 1.0, preset equal to 30 seconds, and accumulator will be 0. Here which type of instruction you have to keep it? Then first is en bit. First is en bit. So you have to drag and When green is indicated, then enable, then TT, then done. We understand. I explain it, then minimize it. So it is so very big program. So I have to fill output instruction to O separator 0.0, and here I have to put O separator 0.1, means go to output, and I have to, when green is indicate, then select it, then you have to fill it. So engineers, you hope what am I doing? So this is a start push button. Here I have to comment it from STAT start. STOP stop. Send. And this is internal bit. This is internal bit. Inter internal bit. So engineers, I hope you understand what am I doing. So then I have to minimize it. So it's now it will be okay, and I have to give addressing to it. LED 1. No, motor 1. Motor underscore 1. Motor underscore 2. Motor underscore 3D. So I have to make program of tune timer. What is the function of it? So engineers, let's go to online. So download this program. Now we have to select run program. Yes. Here I have to press start button to go and start toggle bit. The internal bit will be on. The internal bit will be on. The tune timer will be on. First time EN bit is on, and the tune TT bit is enable bit, and TT bit is on. After 30 seconds, done bit will be on. Let's see. And TT bit will be off after 30 seconds. Let's see. Now 30 seconds complete, and TT bit will be off and done bit will be on. So and an enable bit is always on. Enable bit will always on. When I have to press toggle bit, it will be off, and it remove force toggle bit, and here I have to toggle it. Now let's once time more. I have to press toggle bit. It will, and now I have to press start because I have to make holding in it. After 30 seconds, done bit will be off and TT bit will be off. Done bit will be on and TT bit will be off after 30 seconds, and enable bit will always on. So engineers, I hope you understand. And 30 seconds complete, and TT bit will be off, and done bit will be on. So engineers, I hope you understand about tune timer. I have to complete full tutorial on it. What is tune timer? and I have to make some PPT on it. So write down in your notebook. So write down in your notebook. So in Radhe-Radhe, I will meet you in the next video on TOF timer, and also I am describing about on it. What is TOF timer? What is the purpose of it? Where you have to use. So engineers, Radhe-Radhe, I will meet. I will be meet you soon as soon.